So today I'm going to try and draw some animals. And honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, how do you even draw a dog? Is it just circles, some sticks? I don't know, but we're about to find out though. I've got a few animals lined up. A bear, a duck, another bear, and I'm just gonna, figure it out as I go. No tutorial, no plan, just trying to enjoy drawing without crashing out on how bad this may go. Okay, starting with our first animal, I chose this picture of a bear because it looked simple, right? Now, this is something I don't really do like I should be doing, but I highly recommend and suggest artists warm up before your main pieces. Just like how athletes warm up before their actual game by either doing some stretches or small laps around the building so that their muscles are more relaxed and not stiff. It's the same way us artists and creatives need to relax and stretch our hands and mind. At least for me, I need my brain to catch up and realize that we can actually draw and not just dookie stuff either. Now, I didn't do a warm-up sketch before I started this first drawing, which in a way this first drawing kind of was the warm-up sketch. I thought it looked pretty good for someone who basically has never drawn animals before, and I was pretty proud of myself for it until I drew the next animal and was like, yeah, that first one sucked. There were so many different animals I wanted to try and draw, but as per usual, I got overwhelmed and decided, hey, let's just draw whatever is cute or interesting photo. Even if it's the same animal, this video isn't meant to be an A-star list material. It's just me having fun and wanting to show people my artwork. And that's what I did. I saw this cute photo of a duck inside of a piece of bread and I had to draw it. I don't know why, but I realized I have a slight hyperpigmentation.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Y'all know the word that I'm trying to say. I just don't know how to say it. What is it? I need to look it up. It's hyper something. Fixation. Hyperpigmentation. I'm done. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But I have a little favorite spot in my mind about ducks. Specifically the white ones with the yellow beaks. Like every time I see a funny or cute picture of some ducks, it's always the little white ones. They're literally such a vibe. This drawing is definitely my favorite one out of all of them today. I surprised myself for real. Like, I didn't even know I could do this. It just looks so good and has a slight realism effect to it. At least to me it does. Maybe because I actually drew from a real drawing. Anyway, I mean, just look at the little holes I did for the bread texture, and I love the colors I used too, and the eyes like my favorite part. Now, I know a lobster is not an animal, but in my books, it is. But yo, it actually is an animal. Usually when people think of animals, they don't think of crustaceans. At least I don't. But as I was scrolling through Pinterest for the next animal to draw, I saw this picture of a bright, beautifully vintage looking lobster that I could not resist drawing. I was just gonna draw it off screen as a little mini break, and because I wasn't planning on fully finishing it, but I was like, hey, content is content. I also feel like I did this one really well in the realism part, especially the tail area. I was really trying to focus on the values in this piece, and I think I nailed it, honestly. I don't know why I drew another bear. Maybe it was an unconscious decision because of all the bears we have where I live that like to tear open your garbage can and spread your doogie trash not only across your own yard but your neighbors as well, leaving you picking up toiletries and last week's rotten leftovers at 7 a.m. in the morning, running you late for work. Fun. No, it's not fun at all. Or it could have just been because I saw it had fish in its mouth, and I have this weird liking of fish drawings. I have no idea why. Like, I honestly don't care for fish really at all, eating or pet-wise. Sushi doesn't count. But every time I see a painting or drawing of a fish, I'm always like, ooh, a fish! So maybe that's why I drew it. Also, I think the reason why this is kind of one of my favorite videos I've done because of the texture that I added for the background. A while ago, I bought this painting set for Procreate from this artist. I forgot his name. I'll put his name up here. But I've always had thought for a while that I love Procreate, but I still love the physical and like the feeling of actually drawing on paper. So I have bought like a screen protector, like the ones that have that matte feeling, so it feels a little bit nicer, so you're not just glossing over your screen like glass, and it definitely helped by a billion. But I've always wanted to like paint, but I refuse to do so because of the mess. I'm the type of person that when it comes to certain things, I like my life simple, and if I have to get out 50 billion different instruments just to start the painting and drawing, I'm probably not gonna do it. And my parents never liked us painting inside the house, and so our little back porch which had no air conditioning and would be baking in the hot burning heat would I didn't feel like dying. I didn't feel like burning up and suffocating on our porch, so we didn't paint that much. At least I didn't. I just stuck to drawing inside the cool ventilated house, you know. So I bought this pack from this guy because it had like the texture brushes that mimic actual oil paintings and stuff, and honestly I really like it. And this is what I use. The background is one of his texture backgrounds. I used it as an overlay, and oh my goodness, it really brought this piece together. It made it look so nice. It really did. And honestly, I think you can say so too. You can see like the texture and the background, it just looks so nice. And it made the drawings look have like I actually kind of did this in real life, like I use an actual canvas or something, which I honestly really like. That it's really cool. You need to check them out. I need to practice using that more because I do want to have a more painterly texture, kind of like what Ross Draws does, how his artwork, how he has that anime feel to it, but it also has this realism to it, and like the lighting is like realism lighting, and his brush work is like he used an actual paintbrush instead of just some digitalized mimic of it on Photoshop or Procreate, which I'm really trying to replicate. I want to replicate his techniques. Oh, I love Ross eyes, paints and stuff. That's what I aspired to be like. I want to have my own anime, and like how he has two styles. It's like the anime cute chibi style, and then he has that realism. Oh my goodness, I can go on and on about this.